This is the Virginia, the first English-going vessel built in the Americas. Well, okay, it's just a replica. The original was built between 1607 and 1608 in Popham Colony, which was located in the modern-day state of Maine. At that time, all of England's New World colonies along the East Coast were considered Virginia, thus the name. I had the privilege of speaking with Fred Gosby, who has been involved with this project for over 15 years. He was able to tell me about the ship and the short-lived Popham Colony.
In many ways, it was more successful than Jamestown. Jamestown lost as many as 80% of their settlers a year because they built in a malarial swamp. There were only 2 fatalities at Popham. One of them was the leader. So the second in command became the leader. He was a guy named Raleigh Gilbert, Walter Raleigh's nephew, and he was 23 years old. And all of the early explorers, it turns out, knew each other and were related, and they were all nasty people. Sir Humphrey Gilbert was knighted for the slaughter he accomplished in Ireland when the English were taking over Ireland. Things like that. I mean, it's just awful people. Anyway, Raleigh Gilbert, he was on the outs with the natives because he was stealing food and firewood. When the supply ship came from England after 14 months, it came to light that his elder brother had died and he had inherited Compton Castle with lands and rents. Bear in mind, they don't have mosquitoes and black flies in England. So he had just been through a Maine spring, right, with black flies and mosquitoes. And the local population doesn't like him anymore. And now he's inherited lands and rents back in England. So what would you do? You know, he burned the fort so the French wouldn't get it. They went back to England. There were about 45 men who had spent the winter. And except for the 2 who died, they all went back.
The Virginia was intended to only be a coastal vessel. However, she, along with another ship, sailed the colonists across the Atlantic Ocean back to England in 1608.
Then the Virginia was sold to the London Company, which was the Jamestown colony. And she returned to Jamestown in 1609, and there's good documentation of her activities in 1610. She was ferrying soldiers between different forts down on the James River. We lose track of her officially after that. We found an uncited quote that the Virginia was founded off the coast of Ireland with a load of tobacco in 1620, but we can't find the primary document that states that. So, you know, that's really an unknown.